Today we are going to crochet this vivid granny square bag. It is made of 14 square pieces. The bottom is made up of 2 squares of the same color. The material package contains 2 grid panels, lining fabric, handles, marker buckles, 6 balls of yarn in different colors, zipper, 2 crochet hooks. First, learn the correct way to hold the yarn. Yarn over. There should be 1 loop on the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through 1 loop on the hook. Next, make 4 chain stitches. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Repeat 4 times. The hook passes through the center of the first V-shape. Pull the yarn through the stitch to draw up a loop. The loop is pulled through the first loop. There is 1 loop on the hook. Next, make 3 chain stitches. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Repeat 3 times. 3 V-shapes have been formed. Remember to place a stitch marker. Place the marker on the 3rd V-shape. Next, yarn over. A hook is inserted into the center of the piece. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the stitch to draw up a loop. Continue yarn over. Pull the yarn through only the first 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. This is a double crochet. Next, yarn over. Insert the hook into the hole. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the stitch to draw up the loop. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through only the first 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. This is second double crochet. Next, make 2 chain stitches. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. The first petal is crocheted. Next, we need to crochet 3 double crochets. Then, chain 2 stitches. Make 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Continue to do 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Insert the hook through the position of the marker. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the stitch. Continue yarn over. Pull the yarn through all 2 loops on the hook. Move the marker. The first flower is crocheted. Lengthen the loop. Cut the thread with scissors. Hide the extra yarn. First, learn the correct way to hold the yarn. Put the red tail thread and the tail thread of the first crochet piece together. Insert into any hole in the crocheted piece. Yarn over and bring it out. Then make 1 chain stitch. Next, do a single crochet. Insert the hook from the position pointed by the arrow. Then do a single crochet. 2 single crochet stitches are used instead of 1 double crochet stitch. Then put a marker button. Insert from the side of the V-shaped. Next, make 2 double crochet and a chain stitch. The tail thread needs to be placed on the top of the crochet piece. Yarn over and insert into the second hole of the crochet piece. Make 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Continue yarn over and insert into the same hole. Make 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Insert into the third hole of the crochet piece. Make 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Continue yarn over and insert the hook into the third hole of the crochet piece. Make 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Yarn over and insert into the fourth hole of the crochet piece. Make 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Continue yarn over and insert into the same hole. Then make 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Yarn over and hook through the first hole. Make 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Insert into the stitch with mark button. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the stitch. Then pull the second loop through the first loop. This is a slip stitch. Move the mark button. Lengthen the loop. Cut off the excess thread. Remember to hide the excess thread. Next, we'll crochet the third round flower. Put the white tail thread and the tail thread of the crochet piece together. The hook can insert it into any hole of the crochet piece. Yarn over and bring it out. Then make a chain stitch. Next, do a single crochet. Do second single crochet. Then put a marker button. Insert from the side of the V-shaped. Next, make 2 double crochet and a chain stitch. Yarn over and through the second hole of the crochet piece. Next, make 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Yarn over and through the third hole of the crochet piece. Do 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Continue yarn over and through the same hole. Do 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Then yarn over and through the next hole. Do 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Note that at the corners of the piece, you should do 3 double crochet stitches and 2 chain stitches. Continue yarn over and through the next hole. Do 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Rewind yarn over and through same hole. Do 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. The following steps align with the previously mentioned instructions. Please complete this on your own. Please note that only the holes at the corners of the piece require 2 chain stitches. Yarn over and insert the first hole. Do 3 double crochets and 2 chain stitches. Next, do slip stitch. Insert into the marked button position. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the stitch to draw up a loop. Pull a formed loop through the first loop. This completes the third round flower. Next, cut off the excess yarn. Hide the yarn ends. Next, we'll crochet the fourth round flower. Put the green tail thread and the tail thread of the first crochet piece together. Insert into the corner hole of the crochet piece. Yarn over and bring it out. Then do 1 chain stitch. Next, do a single crochet. Insert the hook from the position pointed by the arrow. Then do a single crochet. Then put a marker button. Insert from the side of the V-shaped. Next, do 2 double crochet stitches and a chain stitch. Insert the hook into the second hole. Make 3 double crochet stitches and 1 chain stitch. Continue yarn over and through the next hole. Do 3 double crochet stitches and a chain stitch. Note that at the corners of the piece, you should do 3 double crochet stitches and 2 chain stitches. Next, yarn over and pass through the same hole again. Make 3 double crochet stitches and 1 chain stitch. Complete the remaining part on your own. Consistent with the previously described method. Next, do a slip stitch. Insert into the position with marked button. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the stitch to draw up a loop. Pull the formed loop through the first loop. This completes the fourth round flower. Next, cut off the excess yarn. Hide the yarn ends. Next, we'll crochet the fifth round flower. Insert into the corner hole of the crochet piece. Yarn over and bring it out. Then do one chain stitch. Next, make a single crochet. Insert the hook from the position pointed by the arrow. Then do a single crochet. And put a mark button. Insert from the side of the V-shaped. Next, make 2 double crochet stitches and a chain stitch. Insert into the second hole. Make 3 double crochet stitches and 1 chain stitch. Continue yarn over and through the next hole. Make 3 double crochet stitches and a chain stitch. Yarn over and through the next hole. Do 3 double crochet stitches and 1 chain stitch. Next, yarn over and insert the hole at the corner of the piece. Do 3 double crochet stitches and 2 chain stitches. Yarn over and insert into this same hole again. Make 3 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Complete the remaining part on your own. Consistent with the method explained earlier. The method for making slip stitch is the same. You can crochet different squares based on the colors shown in the product images. Crochet 12 multicolored squares. You can also choose colors according to your preference. Next, we're going to add the edging to the crocheted piece. Place the yarn for edging behind the crochet piece. Insert the hook underneath any V-shaped. Yarn over and bring it out. Do one chain stitch. Continue inserting the hook into the same stitch. Work a single crochet. Work a single crochet stitch at each V-shaped. Make sure to work a single crochet in the hole on the crochet piece as well. Next, continue working a single crochet. Repeat. Make sure to work a single crochet in the hole of the crochet piece as well. You need to pay attention to the corners. In the corner, work 3 single crochet stitches into the same hole. The remaining part is worked the same way as before. Do not miss any stitches. Work 3 single crochet stitches into the same hole at each of the 4 corners. At this point, you no longer need to insert the hook under the yellow yarn. Insert the hook under the first stitch of the edging. Do a slip stitch. Extend the loop. Hide the excess yarn. Because the bag bottom has 2 squares in the same color, we need to crochet 2 squares in the same color. The method of crocheting is the same. Please crochet 2 squares in the same color on your own. Make sure to crochet 5 rounds of the pattern and edging. First, put the pieces together. You can use a marker buckle to fix them. Make sure to align the pieces. Find the 3 single crochet stitches at the corners of the pieces. Insert into the position indicated by the arrow. Here is the second single crochet stitch at the corner. Find the 3 single crochets at the corners of the pieces. Insert into the position indicated by the arrow. Pay attention to which piece the hook is inserted first. Follow this order. Place the yarn on the hook. Then do a slip stitch. Pull the yarn through the 2 stitches. Next, work a chain stitch. Yarn over and bring it out. Next, pass through the middle of the next V-shape. Then pass through the corresponding position of the second piece. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the 2 stitches. Pull the second loop out from the first loop. Next, pass through the third middle of the next V shape. Then pass through the corresponding position of the second piece. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the 2 stitches. Pull the second loop out from the first loop. The following operations are consistent with those described previous. The rest is done by yourself. Now finishing the last stitch. Next, connect the other 2 pieces. Find the 3 single crochet stitches at the corners of the pieces.
1, 2, 3.
Insert into the middle stitch. Find the corresponding position on the other piece. Insert into the middle stitch. Yarn over. Pull the blue yarn through only the first 2 loops on the hook. There should be 2 loops on the hook. Bring the second loop out from the first loop. Next, pass through the middle of the V shape. Then pass through the corresponding position of the second piece. Next, do a slip stitch. Yarn over and pull the yarn through only the first 2 loops on the hook. Then bring the second loop out from the first loop. The rest of the crochet stitch is the same. You can crochet by yourself. After the last stitch is finished, the loop will be lengthened. Cut off the excess yarn. Hide the yarn. Next, connect the rest part by yourself. And reaches the middle part of the piece. You need to tighten the line. Make a chain stitch to skip the buhl yarn. The following crocheting steps will be the same as previously explained. Complete the remaining parts on your own. Once the final stitch is completed, be sure to cut the yarn and hide the end. In this way, the crocheted piece is securely connected. Next, sew the joined pieces onto the grid panel. First, align the crochet pieces with the grid panel, especially at the corners. You can use stitch markers to secure the alignment. Insert the hook middle V-shaped. Secure the remaining 3 corners in the same way. We need to sew the crochet piece to the grid panel. Insert the hook at the position of the stitch marker. Make sure to pass through the grid. Yarn over and bring it out. Crochet a chain stitch. Continue inserting the hook into the same stitch. Work 3 single crochets. Align the crochet piece with the grid board. One stitch should align with one grid square. Insert the hook under the V-shaped section and work a single crochet. The remaining part is the same. Insert the hook under the V-shaped, pass through the grid, and work a single crochet. Be sure to insert the hook under the V-shaped. Here, make sure to find and insert the hook into the center stitch of the corner of the crochet piece. Work a single crochet. When you reach the corner of the crochet piece, you can remove the stitch marker. Insert the hook under the V-shaped on the corner and work 3 single crochets. Complete the remaining part on your own. Now we're going to sew the crochet piece and the lining together. Place the piece on top of the lining fabric. Leave a 1 cm margin on all sides. Using scissors, cut the lining fabric. Fold the marked 1 cm section inward. Place it on the crocheted piece. Using a sewing needle, sew the crocheted piece and the lining fabric together. The crochet hook can be inserted through the half of the V-shaped stitch. As the crocheted piece incorporates a mesh panel, so we need to sew one stitch in each grid. Following this method, sew the crocheted piece securely to the lining fabric. At the corners, you can add a few extra stitches for reinforcement. Next, proceed to sew the remaining parts by yourself. Find the 3 single crochet at the corners of the pieces. Insert into the middle stitch. Find the corresponding position of another piece and insert it. Insert into the half V shape. Yarn over. Bring out from the 2 loops on the hook. This is a slip stitch. Next, work a chain stitch. Next, pass through the second stitch of the piece. Find the corresponding position of another piece and insert it. Yarn over. Bring out from the 2 loops on the hook. Next, pass through the 3rd stitch of the piece. Find the corresponding position of another piece and insert it. Yarn over. Bring out from the 2 loops on the hook. The following operations are consistent with the previous. The rest is done by yourself. Be sure to align the pieces when crocheting. After each side is connected, cut the yarn and hide the yarn. When you finish crocheting the last stitch, you need to crochet 2 more rounds of single crochet. A hook passes through the under the V shape. Work a single crochet. Crochet 2 rounds of single crochet stitches. This is what our crocheting looks like. Now we start crocheting the zipper. Due to time constraints, I am using a half-finished zipper to demonstrate. Insert the hook through the holes in the zipper. Yarn over and bring it out. And work a chain stitch. Continue inserting the hook into the same stitch. Work a single crochet. Insert the hook into the next hole in the zipper. Work a single crochet. Continue inserting and work a single crochet. Next, repeat the process. Make 31 single crochet stitches in one row. This completes the first row of single crochets. Work a chain stitch. Then make 31 single crochet stitches. Next, you need to work 4 rows of single crochet stitches. Since the yarn is thin, be sure to not miss any stitches. After working the last single crochet, make sure to work a chain stitch. Next, work 3 more rows of single crochets. Use the same method. Please complete the rest on your own. This is what it looks like when finished. Now we'll work 4 crochet pieces to attach the handle. Yarn over. There should be 1 loop on the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through 1 loop on the hook. Next, make 10 chain stitches. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Repeat 10 times. There should be 11 V-shaped parts now. Insert from the second to last stitch. Work a single crochet. Add a marker under the newly formed V-shape. Next, pass through the middle of the second V-shape. Work a single crochet. Insert the hook middle the third V-shape. Work a single crochet. Crochet the rest yourself. 10 single crochet completed. Add a marker button to the last stitch. Yarn over and bring it out. This is a turning chain. Next, continue inserting the hook under the V-shaped and work a single crochet. Complete this round in order, making sure not to miss any stitches. Completing this row, then do a turning chain. Place a marker at the last stitch. Continue working 2 more rows of single crochet in the same way. Total 4 rows. Please complete the rest on your own. Complete the last stitch. The crochet piece is complete. Remove the markers. Cut off any excess yarn. Use the hook to hide the yarn ends. Continue do 3 crochet pieces by the same method. Now, we need to attach the handles to the bag. Place the handles at the positions indicated by the arrows. Add a marker at the position where the handles will be attached. Now, we need to attach the button to the bag. Use a sewing needle to attach it. Start sewing from the position indicated by the arrow. You need to sew more stitches to secure the buckle. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Next, proceed to crochet the remaining 3 by yourself. Now, we will sew the zipper onto the bag. First, align the zipper with the buckle. The sewing needle enters from the needle hole of the button. Come out from the corresponding zipper position. Sew along the V shape. Sew needle passes under the V shape. Sew a row to connect the zipper part to the main body of bag. You can crochet a few more stitches to make it stronger. After sewing is completed, remove the marker. Cut off the excess yarn. One side of the zipper is fixed. Crochet the other side by yourself. Now, Let's install this metal buckle. We'll first unscrew it using a screwdriver. Attach the metal clasp to the bag. Next, align the metal clasp with the handle. Secure it with screws. Tighten it using a screwdriver. Install the remaining 3 metal clasps using the same method. Complete it on your own. You've completed your vivid granny square bag.